Hiya YouTubers, I am JabeerIni and as promised, this is a taste test video of that Way to Amarillo Session Pale Ale we brewed in episode 7. And here we have it! It's been bottle conditioning for exactly 3 weeks now, and I must confess that even if it's my firm intention to always try these beers with you for the first time, a couple of weeks ago a friend of mine came to my place and we drank a couple of homebrews. And we were really curious about this one, which by that time was only 1 week bottle conditioning. But that didn't stop us because we were really curious. So we opened it and we tried it, and I think you will like what you're about to see. So let's get into the technical aspects first. The original gravity of this beer, as you may remember, was 1060, and the final gravity was, as you can see in the picture now, 1010. So according to Brewer's Friend ABV calculator, this beer is 5.66% ABV. And this is something I love, because for some reason I've noticed that I really like beers between 6 and 7% ABV. Over that percentage they are still good. You can find some 8%, 9%, even 10% beers that really taste great. The thing is that in my opinion, a perfect beer should be enjoyable from the start to end. The start is when you drink it and the end is next day. So if you have quite a few 8%, 10% ABV beers, you won't be enjoying them as much next day. Instead, and this is something in which you will probably agree with me, if you have lots of beers one night, let's say 8 beers, and they are lower than 5% or between 5 and let's say 7 maximum, you won't be feeling that bad next day. And this is what I've gotten with this one. So without further ado, let's get reviewing. Here we have it. Did you hear that? That is
the sound of glory.
Yes, and let's pour it. And here we have it. I was very careful when pouring it because I don't like heads in the beer. And here it is. So the first thing that you notice, and the first thing that I was really impressed with, was the clearness of this beer. It's incredibly clear. You can see my finger, my hand through the glass. It's a low carbonated beer. I really like it. It's not a flat beer. I can give it a shake later on when I'm drinking it. I'll give it a shake for you to see that it actually creates a normal amount of foam. I just prefer the beer without a head. The aroma, of course you know what the aroma will be. It's pure Amarillo. Even if, and this can be a curious fact, I can smell some malt. Well, this is a session pale ale, so I was trying to keep the malt part low and the hop part low, but I can smell those hops and also the malt. And that's it. Let's dive in. Cheers! Oh wow! 2 weeks ago when I tried it, it had the same taste, but it didn't have that much carbonation. It's a wee bit fizzy when you try it. The flavor is beautiful, it's glorious, this beer. Now I'm beginning to doubt if this should be classified as a session pale ale or as a pale ale. I leave that to you. What do you think? Or even if you think this beer should not belong to any of those two categories, please let me know the one you think it should belong to in the comment section below. The aroma is really pleasant. Well, I love Amarillo hops, so this is probably why I'm enjoying it so much. And the flavor, it's a contradiction in my head now, because I would say it's subtle but strong. I'll divide it into 2 pieces for it to be easier for me to explain. The strong part is the alcohol. You don't definitely you don't taste the alcohol, but you know it's there. It's because it's there. And the subtle side I'm referring to is the hop side. It's not a hoppy beer, this is not an IPA for sure, but you can tell that the hops are there, just in a very subtle way. That's the best I can do to describe this beer. I'm suffering terribly now, but I think that the most useful description I can give you is that this is a great beer. I think that so far this is one of my best beers. And I'm saying this in terms of the overall product. The clearness is something I haven't achieved yet. For all of my homebrews I have always used Protofluck, so I don't think this is the only factor. I believe it is the dry malt extract, because this is only dry malt extract. There is no grain and no other extracts in this one. So for season 2 I promise I'll be brewing a beer with only dry malt extract. Obviously the hop side and probably some additions will change, but I'm really curious to see if this is what caused this beautiful clearness. It's not that I'm not happy with the hazy beers. In fact, I do like them. It's just that I'm amazed. I'm truly amazed. I mean, look at this. You can see through that perfectly. So yes, and the color is golden and beautiful, and I can perfectly imagine myself having a lot of these in the summer. Okay, that's a tip that could help me to describe this beer. This is not a beer you'll be drinking on winter. I mean, you could, but it's the fruity flavor. It's so refreshing and so light, even if it's not that light ABV wise. This is a summer beer, and probably this is why I'm enjoying it so much now, because it's really getting hot these days in here. Now that I've drank a little bit, I could give it a shake for you to see that it creates some foam. I was being really careful when pouring it for this not to happen. You can see, only by whirling it, yeah, there it is, the foam, there it is the foam. And for the head lovers, if I keep doing this, I'll end up with a big head. There it is, more foam. I don't like foam because it makes you burp. I know it's good for you to smell better the beer, and actually yes, I recognize it's easier to smell the hops and the malt and everything in this beer if it has some foam, but I just don't like it. I prefer beers with no foam. In any case, I'll keep drinking this one and I'll re-brew this one for sure. This one is now in my list of favorite home brews. I wouldn't be surprised that some of you have actually brewed it and have gotten the same result, because it's amazingly easy. So this is it for the taste test. See you in the next one. If you like what you see, like, and don't forget to subscribe. And as usual, thanks for watching. Cheers and very good beers! Oh wait, I almost forgot. There in the back you can see our Broaden 6.2 IPA clone. And on your right, that's the citrus beer we brewed 2 weeks ago now, and which I'll bottle tonight. So, more taste test videos to come. And now this is it. Sorry for the wee interruption. Cheers and beers again.